derive the derivative for secant x, knowing that the derivative of sine x is cosine x, and the derivative of cosine x is negative sine x. So first I'm going to write it as y equals secant x. I'm then going to use my identity for secant x and rewrite it as 1 over cosine x. Now that I have it in this form, I'm going to use my quotient rule. So f of x equals 1, which means f prime of x equals 0. G of x equals cosine x, and g prime of x equals negative sine x. Now I'm going to use my mnemonic to write the derivative. So I have y prime equals low d high, so low times the derivative of the high, cosine x times 0, minus high d low, 1 times negative sine x over low squared, cosine squared x. I'm then going to simplify. 0 times cosine x is 0. Negative 1 times negative sine x is just sine x over cosine squared x. I'm going to break apart the fraction using what I know of multiplication. So I have 1 over cosine x times sine x over cosine x. Notice if I were to multiply these two together, I'd get back here. So cosine times cosine is cosine squared x. 1 times sine is sine x. Now with what I have, I'm going to use my identities. 1 over cosine x is secant x. And sine x over cosine x is tan x. So the derivative of secant x is secant x tan x.